Hello, I'm Mark. Welcome to GOT, Good Old Tech. Today we're going to talk about the Samsung Z Fold 5 and whether it's worth upgrading to that phone from the Z Fold 4 or any other phone for that matter. So as we talk about it, I have my own list of things that I would want to see in the Z Fold 5. Now we know there's a lot of rumors out there, there's a lot of guest specs. We'll go over those in a few, but for me, these are the things that I want to see in the Z Fold 5. Number one for me is the camera. The camera specs are not as good as last year or even the year before on your regular bar phones. So they need to improve the cameras on the Z Fold 5. When I take pictures on the Z Fold 4, they come out okay, and it's a good 50 megapixel shooter. The optical zoom is 3 times, so that's not bad. But again, it's not top quality as it is with like the S23 or your iPhones, or even when the Pixel comes out. Those are actually better than the Samsung Fold. Another thing for me is the screen size. Yes, I would like the screen to be a little wider, especially the front screen. More usable. That tiny little thin screen makes it a little difficult. So if they can go a little wider, and there are rumors that they might, but we'll cover those in a bit. Talking about the pen, I want that pen to be able to write on the cover screen. Just like with the Note versions of phones, you could write on the front screen, do a quick note, put it away. You can't do that right now with the Z Fold 4. You have to open it up, take it. It's very cumbersome to get a quick note in. You can't get a quick note in on the current version. So if you could do it on the front screen, that would be a big plus. And if you're going to keep that screen so small, it'd be easier to hit the text and numbers with the pen than it is my fingers. Another thing that a lot of people would like to see is the pen integrated inside. Nice feature to have. I don't think it's going to be, but we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. Another thing I would like to see is faster charging, especially in the wireless area. It charges pretty slow wirelessly or even plugged in at 25 watts. It should be more than that. All other phones are doing a whole lot more, even the newer phones that are coming out. And the Samsung Fold 5 being newer, they should have better technology for charging a little faster. And as with all upgrades, we want a faster processor. We know that they're going to put the 8 Gen 2 Plus in there, so it's supposed to be a little faster. But with that, we want to make sure that we have better battery life. So that's the big key on that. Faster processor, okay, but better battery life. That's what I want to see. Now let's quickly cover the rumors that are out right now to determine whether it's actually a phone that I would upgrade to. One of the great rumored improvements is the camera. The camera might be a 108 megapixel main shooter. That would be great for going from a 50 to 108. That would be a good thing. But others are saying, no, they're going to stay with the 50 megapixel shooter. What? Also the zoom. If they can go to a ×5 zoom, that would be awesome. But there are some rumors that are saying they're actually going to go back to a ×2 shooter if they go with a higher resolution main shooter. What's going on there? We don't know until it comes out. One thing about the cameras they all agree upon is the inside camera is not going to change. Some rumors on screen size. Some say they're going to make it a little taller, which doesn't make any sense to me. A little taller and actually a little more narrow. A more narrow screen makes no sense to me, but that's what SamFan is saying. And we have Pocket Now and Android Authority says there's not going to be any change in screen size, which is fine with me if they're not going to go any wider. They need to go wider. The one thing they all do agree on is screen size. Because of the gap here on the end with the current hinge, they're going to go to what they call a teardrop hinge, as you can see here, which supposedly is going to make it even flatter, just like the Pixel Fold is and some of the other phones where they're flat and there is no gap right here. Hopefully the new Z Fold 5 won't have a gap at all, and hopefully that'll eliminate some of the dip. That we'll have to see. Now about the rumor of the pin being inserted in the phone. I think that rumor has been pretty much squashed, so you're still going to be doing with the external pin, which is fine with me. I always carry the pin with me. So to answer the question for me, am I going to upgrade to the Z Fold 5? It doesn't look like it at this moment. If they don't do half of those upgrades that I recommend or that I want to see, then why upgrade? It doesn't make any sense. But if you have a different phone or you're going to a Fold for the first time, yes, I would recommend going for the Z Fold 5. Or save a little money and go for the 4. When the 5 comes out, you can get the same thing at half the cost. Why buy the Z Fold 5? Well, that wraps things up for this video. If you would, leave comments. Let me know, what are your plans? What are you looking for in the next phone? Do you want to see the Z Fold make all these improvements? Let me know in the comments below. If you've never picked up a folding phone before, you've got to try it. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless.